Hey guys, what is up everybody? Welcome to a new video. And while we are riding in beautiful mountains of Montenegro, and it looks like I'm getting some rain here, I just wanna quickly talk to you about things which I probably don't like, or things which could be better with Yamaha Tracer 9 2025 edition, right, or 2025 model. I already recorded a video talking about all the probably best sides of this motorcycle or best characteristics of this motorcycle. Look behind my back, guys. It is rainy up there. So and I already mentioned that, frankly speaking, this year motorcycle is not that different from the previous year. I mean, generally, right? So hardware is pretty much the same. Let's say software or electronics is what makes all the difference. And each layer of this bike, Tracer 9, Tracer 9 GT and GT Plus, they just have more and more layers of electronics on top of the hardware. And that's where these bikes can be different. Having spent some time on this motorcycle, and basically I specifically took some time and some distance to ride and to be able to feel this motorcycle better on the same roads which I've been riding previous generation, and also I wanted to take some longer trips just to understand how this bike can perform. And because you still have this kind of like, physical memory, right, or body memory, I don't know how you call it, but I mean, you used to, for a long time, for a couple of years, you used to ride previous generation, and that previous generation is already like as a glove on your hand, right? So it's very predictable. It is very common feel when you ride that bike, and because of that you kind of familiar with absolutely everything. So even if you ride this bike with closed eyes, you will instantly understand that that is the bike. So when I sat on this bike and when I spent time on new generation, I could tell that, let's be honest, any new generation is better and better, because how it works, manufacturers, they create the bike, or they issue new edition, new version, new model year, that they gain some feedback from people, and based on this feedback they just improve certain things, right? So they improved suspension, they improved headlights, they improved aerodynamics of this motorcycle, and of course overall it is better bike, whatever you say. And frankly speaking, there is not that much that I can criticize it for, because also I think the set of values or the things which you're looking for in a motorcycle can be different for each of us who decide to ride this motorcycle. Of course, as someone who has experience with the previous generation and spends quite significant time on those bikes, and the biggest probably disappointment for me is the seat. So on the previous generation, the seat was hard. If you spend few hours in that saddle, believe me, you're not gonna feel comfortable. When you upgrade it with the comfort seat, which I did, honestly speaking, comfort seat did not do much difference as well. So it was exactly the same. Yeah, it had some gel paddings and stuff, but it did not change much, to be honest. It was exactly the same. So I believe with this one, situation probably is going to be the same. It's not going to be much of the comfort. And I think it's then comes down to personality, to to how you feel about it, because some people find they feel fine with a stock seat and the way how it is. But then on exactly the same motorcycles, other people might not feel comfortable. But overall impression for this seat on new generation, even though Yamaha claims that they did a better job, they made it wider, they made it sort of more comfortable. For me personally, it is still the same feeling, It's not much of the difference, to be honest. Even though sitting position improved, right? So I talked about it. I told you that you sit in sort of like higher up, and you kind of have more overview, and it's in general kind of a little bit different sitting position from the previous generation. But the angle in your knees still the same, And to be honest, for tall people can be difficult to ride this motorcycle for long distance. And definitely if you're taller than 6'2", 6'3", you're gonna be cramped on this motorcycle. I mean, that's the reality. But if you're someone between 5 and 6'2", I think you will feel absolutely fine on this bike. With all the wind protection and stuff, also gonna be, everything's gonna be good. Another thing which I don't like, but again, I would not say it is big of a deal, The bike has two USB ports. One is USB-C here, and one is USB-A on the right side. And the thing is, this one is charging port, and that one is charging plus data port. So if you want to connect your device to the main dash, you can only do it through that port, You cannot do it here. And for me, it is kind of question why, because it's basically a computer, right? And on any modern computer today, you have multiple USB ports. And whichever port you use, you still can access same features, same software, etc. So I don't understand why Yamaha decided to kind of separate those ports. At certain point, when you need to maintain this motorcycle, or whatever you need to do with it, to be honest, Yamaha put a lot of plastic up on the front. And yeah, it looks better. It looks much more mature compared to previous generation, because previous generation was, I would say, too simple, even though it was like really good motorcycle. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with the previous generation, and I was absolutely happy with that bike. But of course, it did not have any plastic here. So you can see some wires, you can see some of the elements there. Still, it did not appeal or did not really look nice, Now, of course, it's all hidden, it's all kind of modern. But same time, if you need to remove anything, more plastic means more work. It means that more things can be broken. In terms of all the clips and stuff, So that is what I don't like. I will tell you that this is probably one of the most or the best TFT screens which I saw on the motorcycle. You don't see all the pixels, it's so good. And to be honest, this theme is one of the best ones because it's so simple. I like it a lot. I like simplicity of it. I like the way how easy it's to read, the gears, the speed, all key information is there, right? But man, first of all, if you try to change it, let me show you. So this one is already a little bit too technical, right? So this one is kind of technical. Still okay, but I mean, you can read everything nice, but already you're not focusing on things, right? And then you have this one. Oh man, this is like nightmare. I mean, it all looks nice. It has all this kind of numbers and animations and stuff, but yeah, it's not my favorite. So my favorite is this one, the standard one. I like it a lot. But on the previous generation, because you had this kind of split dash, you can actually put so much information, and you can kind of separate information, like primary information and secondary one, right? You cannot change much, to be honest, on the left side of that dash. And that dash was filled with actually all necessary information. What gear you're in, what speed you ride, odometer readings, fuel, like all those things which are essential. But on the right side, I was able to easily put several parameters, actually 4 of them. And I can choose among all functions that bike has. I can see trip 1, trip 2, I can see how much gas I'm consuming. I can see instant gas consumption. I can see over the trip gas, like many things. And I can also put temperature outside, inside. And it's sort of like separated. But what happens here, like on this screen, I can only see one parameter. I can preset up to 3 functions or parameters which I wanna see when I'm riding, and then I'm just switching, you know, with between all those 3. But you need to go to menu and you need to select what you wanna see, so it's not that much easy. And again, it's somewhere here in the corner. Again, not critical, but I don't really like the way how UI is built for certain features. So I would say that Yamaha, yeah, I mean, I like simplicity of the previous dash. I really like simplicity of this dash, but if you want to go a little bit more kind of picky, then in this case, this dash might have some downsides. So I believe, guys, that's it. Again, most of the things are not that much critical. Most of the things probably most of you would not even care about, especially if you're coming from if you did not use previous generation and this is the first Tracer you get. I mean, man, you will be absolutely fine with this bike, except of the seat. So seat is, I don't know how to solve it, but to be honest, it's kind of on the hard side. But probably for some people it will be fine. So let me know, guys, what do you think? I think that's pretty much it. I believe this bike has much more positive things or pluses than negative or minuses, because honestly speaking, the bike is really good. I hope this information was helpful, and I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Always happy to answer any questions to help you with your bike choice. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.